All right, good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to DuePoint on this lovely overcast Friday. I hope everyone's well. Welcome to everyone who's tuned in around the country on our live stream. My name is Rob van der Bijl. I'm one of the executives here at DuePoint. I'm going to be spending the next 45 minutes with you. We're going to go through what DuePoint's all about, what the opportunity's all about, and regardless of what some people say, I will answer questions after the presentation, if you have any. Okay, so let's begin. As you can see, DuePoint is a division of a company called Constantia Insurance Company Limited. Constantia is a registered insurance company in South Africa. We were founded in 1952, so we're a business that's been around for a very long time. We're listed on the Joburg Stock Exchange under a group called Conduit Capital. The FSP number that we operate under is that one over there, 31111. That's very important. That's our license to operate in the financial services industry in South Africa. You'll notice outside in our foyer above the water cooler, we've got all these certificates up on the wall. Those are our other Financial Services Board licenses. So go take a look at those. Those are very important. That is our stamp of credibility. So I imagine that if you're looking for an opportunity, there are a lot of opportunities floating around South Africa. You want to find the most credible opportunities. You need to trust the business that is being proposed to you. So go take a look at those. You can go do a background check on us, go to our website. We've got a lot more information on our website about our business. The managers and executives are these people up on screen. So the first three individuals are registered chartered accountants in South Africa, starting with Mr. Benfield. He's our senior executive. He heads up DuePoint. He's got a lot of experience in financial services, particularly in insurance, because his father is a professor of insurance. His father taught at Wits for 25 years. His father founded Clientele Life. His father's the man that started the IFA. They have started a host of other financial services businesses around the country as well as in Europe. They've helped found businesses in Australia. So they've had a lot of success in the space. Brendan and his brother Stuart followed in their father's footsteps. They went on to start a business down the road called Prime Meridian Direct, or PMD, and we know PMD because they do advertising constantly. So I'm sure you've seen them before. And I think they're the fourth biggest short-term insurer in the country already. So we've got some wonderful financial and insurance pedigree in Brendan. We're very lucky to have him heading up this business. Tim and Stacey look after all the financial requirements in our business. Tim is very experienced in corporate banking. He was with the First Rand Group in a very senior position there for 15 years. Stacey, since graduation, has worked for Deloitte until she joined the team here. She worked primarily in auditing, so she worked here as well as overseas. So those are the boring accountants. Then myself and Jane, we're the non-accountants in the business. Jane is very experienced in network or referral marketing, right? And that's very important to us because even though we're an insurance business, our growth is determined by our ability to work in the network marketing space. And Jane brings international experience with her to our team because she's from the UK. She's been in South Africa for almost a decade now, but brings very important experience to us. And then myself, I've been working in advertising for over 20 years. I started my own agency or digital agency in 1999 and ran that agency for about 15 years. We also worked primarily in the financial space. I did a lot of work for a lot of the big banks, particularly Investec. So I've got a bit of experience in the financial services industry. But that's our senior team. We've got our client service staff. The mandate of the staff here at DuePoint is to support everybody that joins us. So it is in our interest to see you guys as successful as possible in this endeavor. So we do everything to support you, and we've spent a lot of money on technology to also help and leverage your success here at DuePoint. So very briefly, I want to discuss the circumstance that we find ourselves in. Not really personally, because you guys are here looking for something extra, so you already know that you need something extra. But I think we have to pay quick recognition to the circumstance that a lot of South Africans find themselves in. And you can see the slide starts with that four-letter word, debt, that has created more problems than we need. But if we generally look at the economy, we're in a dismal state. Our GDP in South Africa, so the amount of money that South Africa as a whole is producing is half of what it was 8 years ago. So imagine your income halving from 8 years ago. Wouldn't you look back 8 years and go, oh, those were the good old days? Right, compared to now. We feel it in our pockets because you might be thinking, well, I'm not one of the people that have been affected by the economy. I'm not unemployed. I haven't been retrenched. It doesn't matter. Whether you are earning 5,000 Rand a month or 200,000 Rand a month, you're still affected by the economy. Everyone is being affected by the economy. So my father-in-law Actually, my father and my father-in-law are both in mining, and you know how the mining industry has been affected. And my father-in-law is just about to retire, and he was saying the mine that he was working on, he works in Rustenburg on one of the platinum mines, he says they're going to close that mine down in the next year. That's 4,000 people unemployed. I mentioned it to my father this week, who's also in mining, and he works in Klerksdorp in the northwest, and he said, you know, it's 4,000 people unemployed, but that's 40,000 people that depend on those 4,000 people. Right? And this is kind of a picture, a summary of what our economy looks like. And we don't have any prospect of hope, really, in the short-term future. And that's why I think people are looking for something extra. The issue is compounded by debt, and that comes to a head when we get to retirement. Because the statistics that we see about people retiring, it is not a very dignified retirement for the majority of South Africans. A lot of South Africans get to retirement. They still have to go out and look for jobs again at the age of 60, 65. We haven't done enough to save money or to invest money to give us this dignified retirement. And no one can depend on a government grant. Is anyone looking forward to a government grant when they retire? No, not really. What is it, like 2,500 Rand if you're lucky? We want to do something more so that we have something more. So out of all of this negativity, Constantia saw the opportunity to create this division called DuePoint. We launched the DuePoint system just a little more than 2 years ago, and it basically works like this. You will become a DuePoint wealth engineer, right? And you come into contract with DuePoint. We call you wealth engineers. That's what we call the people here at DuePoint. And as wealth engineers, you're going to be doing a single thing, and that is going out and building what we call channels of distribution. And I'll show you what a channel of distribution looks like. But basically, it is you going to connect other people to DuePoint. That's all you're going to be doing, connecting other people to DuePoint. And our online platform, our website, will do the facilitation of the sale of products to those people. And that's basically how this entire business works. You might be thinking, well, that's great, I'm here to earn extra income, but we want to go beyond that. We've got other aspirations for the people in this business, because this business is about creating wealth. And you can't create wealth just by having extra money. You have to think about money differently. And so for people, our wealth engineers in this business, we want you to aspire to becoming debt-free. That's our first aspiration. Before we look at even creating wealth, get rid of your debt as quickly as possible. And I'll illustrate that for you a little bit later, because what that does is once you become debt-free, it empowers you now to create wealth. We create wealth through the ownership of assets and investments that appreciate, hopefully, and ultimately that leads to happiness, I think. If you are completely debt-free and you're only creating wealth in your life, do you think you'll be happier than you are today? I hope so. If you aren't, then you've got to go to a counselor. Then money's not going to help you, right? But those are our aspirations beyond just creating additional income for the people in this business. The benefit for you is that you get to create additional income. That's obvious, right? That's why we're here on a Friday, lunchtime here in Bryanston, why we've tuned in around the country. We're here to create additional income. But the nature of the income that we produce is recurring. Some people call it passive income. Now, this is very important because this sets us apart from many businesses. Insurance companies inherently create recurring income. It is your ability to do work in 1 month that pays you, not only at the end of that month, but every other month thereafter. That's recurring income. It's not like being a gold miner or a hairdresser or an electrician where you have to do the work and you get paid. You never get paid more than the work you've done. Recurring income allows you to create income beyond your early efforts, right? So that's very important. The power duplication, the way we've built this system is with leverage in mind. Leverage is your ability to bring other people into your channel of distribution that will collaborate with you. They will make or allow your recurring income to grow exponentially. It's kind of like being a sales director at your office. If you're the sales director and you're earning a little bit of commission off of all your salespeople, that's better than just being the salesperson, right? Because the salesperson's only earning commission off of his efforts. And he's only got 8 hours in a workday. He can't do more than that. But as a sales director, you get to earn a little bit of commission off of every salesperson. Next month, you can hire more salespeople. And your commission is almost unlimited. And this is a similar thing that we employ in this business, is this power of duplication. The business is flexi time. You get to decide how DuePoint fits into your life. You can do it at any stage. The technology that we've invested in this business allows you to do this business in any town in South Africa at any time of the day. Any time of the day. Every single aspect of DuePoint is accessible through the technology that we have here at DuePoint. And that just makes it for more flexible hours for you guys. There's no startup capital in our business. We've tried to make this business as risk-free as possible. A get-rich-quick scheme will tell you to buy a starter kit, to do this, to invest in all these products, to put this much money in things like Bitcoin, right? In this business, we don't do that. We don't have starter kits. We don't have a joining fee. We don't ask you to invest thousands of rands to get started in this business. We try and make this as risk-free as possible so that it's accessible to the everyday South African. At the same time, we don't care about your qualifications or experience. It doesn't matter. Anyone can make it in this business. All we care about is work ethic, the amount of time you're willing to invest into your success. That's all we care about. You get to build an asset. Now, this is probably the most important point on the slide, because in this business proposition, I'm going to propose to you that you need to sacrifice time to be successful at DuePoint, right? That goes without saying. You know that, right? But know that the time that you're sacrificing is into building a channel of distribution, which is an asset that you get to own. You have legal tender over your channel of distribution, because if you have a channel of distribution that's creating recurring income, it has intrinsic asset value. That doesn't disappear. That means you can sell it. You can sell it to somebody. If you're generating 5,000 Rand a month in this asset, this channel of distribution that you've created, you can sell it at any stage. It'll carry on paying you beyond retirement. When you're 60, 65, you can still do this business, because this business only requires you to speak to people. This business will keep paying out beyond your death. Who would like to pass wealth on to their children? All of us, right? Statistically, majority of us are going to pass debt onto our children, right? Debt and assets don't disappear when you die. They get passed on to beneficiaries, right? We want to pass wealth onto those beneficiaries. So we should be happy to spend time building an asset that we have ownership over. The nature of our products requires no selling, or the nature of our business requires no selling. That might confuse you. You might be thinking, well, if we're not selling anything, what are we doing here at DuePoint? You are not going to be selling. You're not going to be even speaking about our products. What you're going to be doing is connecting people to the financial opportunity, the business opportunity of DuePoint, right? You've got to see it as two separate things. DuePoint has got our product stuff on the Constantia side, and then DuePoint's got the business side. You are going to be engaging in the business side and connecting people to the business opportunity. You don't have to go out and sell. And that's a great thing, because the majority of people don't like to sell. Who wants to go sell things on weekends to their friends, right? That's not a great prospect. You want to be connecting people to a financial opportunity. That's what people are interested in, right? That's where you're going to find your success anyway. The nature of our products, because they're financial, means they are intangible. We don't have the problems of stock and distribution. We don't have boxes of product that you have to buy to get started in this business. You don't have to worry about storing it at home, and it doesn't expire either. And if you forget about it, it doesn't start to smell. Right? There's no milkshakes or vitamins here. Okay, so we make the products as convenient as possible here at DuePoint. But your success is very much determined on your ability to build a channel of distribution. So a channel of distribution looks like this. It starts with you. You become a wealth engineer. You take out one of our products, and you are going to go out and tell people about the business opportunity. If you are successful in that process, if you can connect a couple of people to DuePoint, they come, they sit in a presentation, or they watch it on the live stream, and they are taken by the opportunity. They decide they want to become wealth engineers too, and they take out one of our products. That is the beginning of your channel of distribution. And from that point on, you don't really have much control over the growth of your channel. Your channel will start to grow whether you like it or not. Right? That is the power of duplication, because the people that you connected to DuePoint are going to go out and do exactly the same thing you've done. They want to grow their own channels, but in turn they're growing your channel. And so you have this organic growth that takes place in your channel. And this is what your channel could look like after some time. Right? We've got many examples of people that have come into the business, started channels, and for whatever reason quit the business. We had one lady that had amazing success in the first 3 months of the business, and then she walked away. She went and joined some other thing, like people do. And Tim, at our awards evening in February, he brought up her channel. Her channel was about 10 times the size of what the one you see up here. If she had stayed in the business and carried on doing the business, she would have earned at least 250,000 Rand in the last year and a half. But she walked away from it, right? for whatever reason. Your channel will grow regardless of your effort. But you want to always steer your channel. You always want to make sure that your channel is being built with quality individuals, because you want the most sustainable, the most quality business possible, right? Always. You don't want to bring in people that just want to earn money in this business. That will be a mistake. You've got to picture yourself as the CEO of your business, and you are looking for your board of directors, your executives. Do you go to the street and find anyone that wants money to join your business? Or do you go look for the people that you want as a board of directors? That's just a tip in building your channel of distribution. So that's what a channel of distribution looks like. You'll be warned at the same time that we are not a get-rich-quick scheme. It is a plausible fear to have. If you had the fear coming here thinking, oh, I've been invited to another one of these presentations, that is fine, because with experience, I've never been involved in network marketing, only in the last couple of years. But what I found amazing is the amount of businesses out there that call themselves network marketing businesses, right? Network marketing is just a marketing strategy. It is not a business. It isn't, right? And we have many get-rich-quick schemes that attach these network marketing remuneration models to themselves, and they bring people in, but they've got no backing, right? We're a 66-year-old business, listed on the Joburg Stock Exchange. I hope that we've allayed your fear in thinking we're a get-rich-quick scheme. We're not one of those. At the same time, Brendan and myself will never promise you that you can be successful quickly. That doesn't exist in life. It doesn't. The get-rich-quick schemes, they allure you to, you can get rich quickly. That's always the narrative at a get-rich-quick scheme, right? You won't hear that at DuePoint. Unfortunately, that's why they got the picture of the ballerina here. Because this is what we look at successful entrepreneurs as. We see the veneer of successful entrepreneurship, but that's what it takes. You see the feet? 10,000 hours, perhaps, that she's practiced, broken toes. That's what business looks like. If you ever run your own business, you'll know what it takes. Blood, sweat, and tears, and that's what we're inviting you to. So throughout this presentation, I'm going to be putting all this stuff on the table, recurring income, cars, holidays, all this stuff for anyone to come and take. But it requires the effort. There's no way around it. Right? So this is our disclaimer slide so that no one's confused going forward. We've got our financial products like any other financial services business. I'm going to go over these quickly. We've got 3 financial products. They are very basic products. They're not complicated products. So our first product is called Access Wealth. It is an investment product. It's going to cost you 324 Rand every month. And of the 324 Rand, 100 Rand will be invested into a tax-free investment fund in your name. And there's no notice required on this account. That means you can draw your investment out at any stage. It takes us about 4 or 5 days to process the transaction, but it's not a 30 or a 60-day notice. On top of the investment, we give you some personal accident cover to the value of 120,000 Rand. So if you have this investment in place, that's putting in 100 Rand into your investment fund every month, and you are killed in a car accident, for example, or you're killed in a crime, or you fall off a ladder, or whatever you do, we will pay out your beneficiaries 120,000 Rand. Right? So this is our investment product called Access Wealth. The second product is called Wealth Guard. Wealth Guard is 299 Rand a month. Wealth Guard is strictly insurance. So it's only insurance, but for the 299 Rand, you get 1.2 million Rands worth of personal accident cover. Right? Now, note to say personal accident cover. It's not funeral cover. It's not comprehensive life insurance. This product doesn't cover you in the event of death through illness or natural causes. It covers you in the event of death through accident. Now, you might be thinking, well, that's not great. But what is the difference? Because if you came to me and said you wanted full comprehensive life insurance, well, now I need to send a nurse to come do a checkup on you. I need you to fill out a form this long so I can find out how many times you've been to the doctor in the last 20 years. And then the premium isn't $299. I tell you what the premium is based on your health and based on your age. Right? This product is designed to be accessible to everybody. You can be 70 years old, you can be diabetic, you can come to me, I can give you this product for $299 with 1.2 million Rands worth of cover. The product becomes accessible to everybody. That is the beauty of Wealth Guard. The third product is called Wealth Points. Wealth Points is also 299 Rand per month, but this time what this product aims to do is to save you money on the money you're spending every month anyway. So if you looked at the list of partners that we have here, look at the list of partners, all the companies we've partnered with, we've negotiated discounts for our Wealth Points members with these companies. So for example, always on Wi-Fi data, if you buy a gig of data from them, it's going to cost you 100 Rand typically. But as a Wealth Points member, we've negotiated them down to 37 Rand. You see? So all the discounts are different with all of them. We've got everything covered. We've got retailers, online retailers. We've got groceries. We've got data. We've got car manufacturers. We've got restaurants, hotels. Everything is covered there. And we are adding partners to this program all the time. So if you're looking for immediate benefit, this is a great product to have, Wealth Points. If you have any questions around the product, you're welcome to come speak to me. So what separates us from typical other financial institutions? It is our business model. So traditional companies, like typical insurance companies, they spend an absolute fortune on marketing and advertising. That's how they grow. That's how they get their product to the consumer, right? At DuePoint, we don't spend a cent on marketing. We rely on our wealth engineers to go out and tell people about DuePoint. And that's where we get our product to market. That's how we achieve our growth. The notable thing about the change in the business model for us is that we don't have to spend the billions that the insurance industry spends on advertising. We can take that portion of our budget and give it to our wealth engineers in the form of what we call our returns and our rewards program. So that portion of our budget goes to you. And that's how the business model works here at DuePoint. Right? So there are two ways to earn down there, returns and rewards. Let's discuss the returns program. The returns program is the recurring income that you make every single month here at DuePoint. So we pay a base return fee of 27.50 Rand for every product that you have in your channel. Remember the diagram with all the dots on, what your channel could look like? You're getting paid 27.50 Rand for every single person that's paid their product on that slide, right? But dependent on where they are. So remember the first 5 individuals you introduced to DuePoint? This is just an example. These people lie on your first point. We call that your first point. It's 1 point away from you. And on your first point, we actually pay you 55 Rand for every product every month. Remember, it's recurring income. That's the beauty of this business, is the recurring income. 55 Rand every product every month. And then as your channel starts to grow, that product lies on your second point. And on your second point, again, you get paid 55 Rand for every product every month. And then as the channel starts to grow more and more, the product gets further and further away from you, the multiplier starts to drop. Now you see all the way down to the 8th point. At the 8th point, you're getting paid 4% of the 27.50 Rand. There's these 1 Rand 10 dots here. But what's important to note is that we don't stop you at point 8. That's why there's a little plus there. From point 8 onwards, we will keep paying you 4% of that 27.50 Rand, in theory, into infinity. We've got wealth engineers that are already at point 30 in their businesses in the space of 24 months. They can earn on every single point in their business. We do not limit you on how much money you can earn here at DuePoint, right? There are no limitations. They're completely up to you. Time is on your side. Do not be in a rush. The next question we typically get is, well, how much money do people earn in this business? How much can I earn in the next few months? How quickly can we make money in this business? Give me an idea. So what we did was we built this thing called the Path to Success. It is a projection over the next 5 years. So where do you want to be in 5 years' time from today? This diagram can kind of show you what you can expect. So it is based on a premise. The premise is a growth formula. The growth formula is what we call 3 + 2. It assumes in your first month you can bring 3 people into the business. Right? So we're in April, pretty much the end of April, but you can bring 3 people in April, and then in May you only have to bring in 2. And every month after that, you just keep bringing 2 people into the business. So we call it the 3 + 2 growth formula. If you can do those numbers, you can expect to earn this kind of money. 2,500 Rand after 6 months of work of doing 3 + 2. Now, who thinks that's too little? You're thinking I should have gone to the Get Rich Quick scheme presentation rather, right? It was my impression too. When I saw 2,500 Rand after 6 months of work, I thought that's not enough for me, right? It needs to be more. But what I learned over time is that we don't appreciate the value of money. If you look at money like a consumer all the time, you will not become wealthy. If you want to become wealthy, you have to start thinking about money differently. You have to think about how you can use this 2,500 Rand to your advantage. So I'm going to illustrate it for you. Here's someone with debt, right? We all have debt. 99% of the country has debt, right? So for us, here's an example of someone with R1 million debt. They owe the bank R1 million on a bond, on a house that they financed. At prime +2, you're going to be paying back the bank 11,500 Rand a month for the next 20 years, right? And then only. Well, you become a homeowner. So if I'm 40, I make my final installment when I'm 60, just before I retire. That's what the bond looks like. But I joined DuePoint, and 6 months later, with some success, I'm earning 2,500 Rand, and I decide to put that 2,500 Rand as an additional payment into my bond instead of spending it. The net effect of that is that you'll pay this bond off in nearly half the time. You've only put in an extra 20%, but it's reduced your bond term by nearly 50%. And in the process, you save nearly 1 million Rand of interest repayments that you would have had to make back to the bank. That 2,500 Rand has just saved you 1 million Rand. You keep on going. So if you think 2,500 is too little, by month 12, you're earning 9,000 Rand a month. That's in excess of 100,000 Rand extra every year. Who would like a 100,000 Rand check Christmas every year? You come to DuePoint into the office, Jane takes out the checkbook, writes you 100,000 Rand once a year, every Christmas bonus. Wouldn't that be nice? Your family would love you more. That's at month 12. We keep going. At month 24, 2 years down the line, you could be earning suddenly 30,000 a month. See how quickly that jumps? That's the power of duplication working. At month 36, you're earning nearly 50,000 Rand a month. At month 30, you would be earning about 36,000. If you put that 36,000 Rand into a 5 million Rand bond, you'd pay a 5 million Rand house off in 7 years. At the age of 47, I could own my first house. Buy another house, right? You pay your debt off first, then you start investing. You create wealth. So I decided to invest in property. I buy a second house, pay that off at the age of 54. I buy a third house, pay that off at the age of 61. I'm ready to retire. I go back home to a house that I paid off 14 years ago, and I'm renting 2 properties out for 60,000, 70,000 Rand a month. What is DuePoint paying me after 21 years? Right? If I don't quit, after 48 months, you're nearly at 70,000 a month. Tell me when the number's too big, we can go back. After 5 years, remember the 5-year plan? Where are you going to be in 60 months' time from today? You could be earning in excess of 1 million Rand in annual recurring income. Imagine coming to DuePoint's office and we write out a 1 million Rand check for you every year. How does your life change if that had to be reality? So you might be thinking, well, the number's too big. This is just theory. It is just theory. It's complete theory. This was built up in an Excel spreadsheet by an actuary for us. But we have people that join this business that do more than 3 plus 2. We've got people that do 3 plus 2. We've got people who do less than 3 plus 2. We've got people that join this business that do nothing, right? We like to showcase people that have shown some success here at DuePoint so that I can show to you that it's completely possible. So here's George and Bridget. They're from Port Elizabeth. They joined, about 15 months ago. So we pulled these numbers last month, so about a month ago. The value of their channel was sitting at 5,500 Rand a month already. To date, so last month to date, we had paid them already 33,000 Rand in returns. Their channel size is sitting at nearly 150. So they've got 150 paid products in their channel. They only introduced 18 people to their business. Do you see the power of duplication? The leverage that exists? Here we've got Zacchaeus and Tamani. He joined, 10 months ago? 9-10 months ago. He's from Mpumalanga. The value of his channel last month was sitting at 7,500 a month. He's got 250 products in his channel. He introduced 28 people. Power duplication is what we're after. Here's Marsha and Rulof. They joined us when we launched the DuePoint division. 6th of February, that's the day we launched the business. The value of their channel last month sitting at nearly 35,000 a month. They've got nearly 2,500 people in their channel. They are 162 products away from getting a brand new car that we pay for them. They've done that in 24 months. We've got thousands of people joining this business every single month. Everyone is running their own race. You need to decide for yourself what you want. You can't look at the other people and say, that's what I want, because you don't know what they're doing. You need to decide, how is DuePoint going to fit into my life? What can I do? How much time can I invest in this business? What do I expect out of the business? It is a complete freedom of choice that we have to decide what we want out of this business. You cannot make any excuse for why you can't get to any aspect of this business, right? Because everyone has equal opportunity here. So this is what the recurring income looks like. The decision we need to make, because everybody wants, the decision we need to make is, am I willing to work for it? That's why I said at the beginning, we are worried about work ethic. I don't care about whether you've got matric or you don't have matric, whether you've got a degree or you don't have a degree, whether you've got work experience or you don't. It doesn't matter. It's all about time invested, nothing else, right? That is the decision for me. Getting started, very easy. Read our code of conduct. It's our contract with you that defines what you can and cannot do. Register as a wealth engineer. That takes 7 minutes to become a wealth engineer. You can start building your business before 2 o'clock today. You can start building this business, right? You can start building value in an asset that you have ownership over. Complete our online training. This is your education. Invest in yourself. People that come to me and tell me, oh, they know everything, I've done this business before. You can never ever put a cap on learning. The day you decide that there's nothing more for you to learn is when you are never going to move from where you are. Look at the training. We don't have a lot of training. Invest in yourself. Set goals for yourself. You cannot prepare a plan to get somewhere unless you know where you're going. Decide where you want to be in 5 years' time, where you want to be at the end of this year, so that you can prepare a plan to get there. And then the basic activity at DuePoint, the only thing you do at DuePoint, talk to people. If you're not speaking to people, you're not doing this business, right? That's how simple it is, because anyone can speak to people. We've got merchandise. This is to empower you to build your channels more effectively. For me, foremost is business cards. Please consider getting business cards. You cannot sit down at a table, propose a wonderful business opportunity and not have a business card. What happens if that person says, yes, I like the business, can you give me your name and number, and you tear off the piece of paper in the corner of your diary? Right? That's not professional. As old a tradition as business cards might be, they are still fundamental to business practices. Please consider getting the business cards. When you start having success in this business, I will buy you very expensive, very fancy business cards. I'll show you those shortly. And we've got USB sticks. All our memory presentations are on there. The pins in the top left corner represent people that are earning money at DuePoint. Right? So look around. If you see someone wearing a pin, you know that person's on their way. If I'm going to ask for advice, I go ask those people for advice, not the 0+0 club, right? A host of other merchandise. It's all on display in the cabinet. The pricing's on the counter. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. It'll tell you every time that camera goes live, which is every single day except Sundays, right? So that's 6 days a week where you've got opportunity to just move in this business. Download the mobile app. It is the most important thing you need to do in the business when you start, is download the mobile app. You need a smartphone in this business. Get the app running. It's the way we communicate with you. It's the way you understand what's happening in your business. The app will tell you if you're making money while you're sleeping. Who wants to make money while they're sleeping? Everyone, right? The app will tell you that it's happening. So we always do development on the app. The app is ever evolving. The latest development on the app is this little pink dot. We call it a ping. That is the communication that goes out to you. If you click on that, it opens up the menu. If you click on notices, it opens up your notices. So these are all the comms that we're going to now start sending you through the app, right? All the incentives, the challenges, XP quests, all kinds of things that are happening. It's all apparent in the app. So get the app downloaded as quickly as possible. Every month we have an incentive. We call it a wealth quest. And this month's wealth quest is called Young Guns, where we challenge you to try bring young people into the business. How many people here are under the age of 30? All right. So perhaps the people that invited you are chasing the young guns, right? It's difficult to get young people into this business. Did you know that? Do you feel that as wealth engineers? Young people think they know everything. They think they're going to be billionaires next year. You can't tell them anything. But I get most excited when young people come look at this business. Because for me, I think if I could have spent the last 20 years doing a business like this, straight out of school, probably more and better money invested than going to university. Because where does the university get you nowadays? I know plenty graduates, law graduates, accountant graduates that cannot find jobs, right? So I get very excited about young people. If you can bring 2 young people into your business and help them get qualified, you can choose between a brand new Apple iPad, 5,000 Rand in cash, or a big screen LED smart TV. That's just by doing business with young people this month. We've got an incentive like this every single month. On the 1st of May, there'll be a new one for you to focus on during May. For our rank 5s and above, our rank 4s and above, we've got the 90-day challenge, 25,000 Rand on offer. All you need to do as a rank 4 and above is bring 5 new people into your business in that date range over there and make sure that they get to rank 2. That's only 20 people in their channels. If you can do that, 25,000 Rand extra at the end of the period, and your recurring income will have automatically gone up by 6,000 a month. So your paycheck at the end of May will be sitting at least 31,000. That's a nice middle of Christmas present, right? So that's incentive for the bigger guys. Tomorrow we have a development seminar. I spoke about investing in learning and training. It's called Truth and Lies. In this industry, there are many lies that happen. Many lies. We lie to ourselves, we lie to other people. Generally, the lies are about the business is too hard, or it's too difficult, or it's this, or it's that, whatever. Tomorrow is all about the truth. The truth. So what we've done in the last week, we've been working on this development presentation, is we've made it into a reference card. So for the wealth engineers, it becomes a wonderful reference when one of your team members say, I've got no time for this business, oh, it's too hard. You can look at the reference card and you know exactly what the truth is to that lie. So it's a wonderful presentation. If you can make it, come through to our head office tomorrow morning or tune into the live stream. It'll be available on YouTube from tomorrow morning, 10 a.m. for everybody. So make sure you watch that. On to our rewards program. So we've discussed the returns program to make money every month, but we have a rewards program. It's something extra on top of the returns that you make. The rewards program works like this. As wealth engineers, you will be earning something called XP, experience points. Whether you like it or not, you're going to be earning XP, because as a wealth engineer, you do wealth engineer things, we give you experience points. And when you start collecting more XP and your channel grows at the same time, we rank you up in our rewards program, and that results in a reward. So if you start out today, you'll start out as a rank 0 wealth engineer, but once you have 1,000 XP, which you can do in 1 minute in this business, and you've got 4 products in your qualified channel, you become rank 1, and when you rank 1, we give you an extra 55 Rand reward. Now you might be thinking, why on earth would I want to chase 55 Rand? If there was 50 Rand on the street, would you cross the street to go pick it up? You would. Okay, then it's worth doing. It's worth doing, right? You're not that rich. You know you're very rich when you see 50 Rand on the other side of the road and you think, it's too much effort. Keep walking, right? We're not at that point yet. But as you start collecting more XP and your channel starts to grow, the rewards get bigger. There's a 20,000 Rand check, a 50,000 Rand check waiting for you. We give tools to our wealth engineers to help them build their channels more effectively. So here's Patrick and Pumi. When they got to rank 5, all our rank 5s get this fancy little USB stick. It plugs into any device, phones, tablets, computers, anything. And it's got all our presentations on there. So our rank 5s can show people the presentation. Doesn't matter what device is around them. At rank 7, remember I said I'd buy you the fancy business cards when you had some success at the business? We will spend 12,500 Rand on these business cards. They are gold gilded. They are 4 times thicker than any other business card. You can only fit 2 in your wallet at a time. Don't worry, you wouldn't want to give them away. So carrying 2 at a time is fine. Because when you sit opposite people at a table and you propose DuePoint to them, you put a 12,500 Rand business card on the table, they will all stop and take note. I promise you that. I've worked in advertising for 20 years. I've never seen business cards like these, right? That's at rank 7. It's waiting for you. At rank 9, our first recurring reward. We will take you, your spouse, and your children to our international conference. So it's a family conference that we have every single year. It's 7 days away. All expenses paid trip to a 5-star luxury resort. Now you get 5-star and you get 5-star. This is tier 1 5-star. We fly you business class there and business class back. This happens every single year for our rank 9s. So take a look at what we did just 3 months ago, 4 months ago. This is the resort we went to, the rank 9s that joined us. I'm expecting more rank 9s in 8 months' time.
When all of your wind has gone and all of the paths you've drawn have sunk to the ocean sun where no one can see. You stand, don't let the dark embrace, cower the dreams you chase under the rust and blood. Don't let yourself give up.
Everyone is invited. I'm inviting every single person in this room to come join us. I invited one gentleman who got to rank 9 in 5 months. In 5 months. You can do it in 5 months because someone else has done it in 5 months. Records are made to be broken. Right? Half our wealth engineers did it in less than a year. What are you going to be doing in the next 8 months? But remember this, if you don't make December's rank 9 conference, we don't reset your XP. You're going to keep building. You can only keep building and getting closer to rank 9 if you don't quit. So you come next year or the year after that. I think it's worth 5 years of work. If I know I'm going on a 5-star vacation with my family every single year, business class flights, I'll work until I get there. Right? Doesn't matter how long it takes. At rank 11, just 2 ranks later, we buy you a brand new car for R250,000. And that's happened already. We've got 2 rank 10s that are on rank 11's doorstep. In the next couple of months, we'll be giving away another 2 cars. No stickers on the side. No, you have to give it back after 6 months, or you've got to share it with another wealth engineer. The car is in your name, paid cash, it is yours. So this is what our rewards program looks like. It's easy to get excited by the rewards program. I want you to be more excited about the ability to create recurring income. The power in this business is in the recurring income, not in the cars and the holidays. See, we think like consumers. Do you see? We've all made the mistake. We're thinking like consumers, right? The power is in the recurring income. This is the fun that we have along the way, right? Because we work very hard to get to these things. This is the fun we have. But the power is in the recurring income. What is the decision we're going to make today? It's whether you want 2018 to be a year that stands apart from all these other years. Are we going to get to the end of 2018? After New Year's on the 1st of January, we're going to say on Facebook, I'm happy 2018's over. 2019 is going to be my year. That's what you see on Facebook, right? All the time. For DuePoint Wealth Engineers, I want them to say 2018 was the year. Was the year that it happened. Right? So I invite all of you to join us at DuePoint. You have all the support you need. Don't ever feel, if you ever feel like you're on your own or you don't have answers to something, all you need to do is call us. This business is about collaboration. We are all working together. No one is in competition in this business. So I hope that you all have a wonderful weekend. If you have any questions, come speak to me, and I hope you have an even better year. Good luck. Thank you.